Moving into Shavasana, just let your bones settle, your muscles start to soften. You can do any little movements here. Let those shoulder blades press down into the floor. Finding what's comfortable for the legs, either stretched out, or you can always have your knees bent, feet on the floor, nice and wide. Let your knees fall toward each other. Just finding an effortless position. You close down the eyes and start to tune into your breathing. Try a little equal breathing exercise as you inhale. Just count how long it takes for you to get to the top of your breath, filling up from the belly up to the collarbone. As you exhale, again counting, releasing all of that breath out through the belly. Just feeling that rise and fall of the breath. And try to equal out your inhales and exhales. Maybe you're breathing in for a count of 5 or 10 or whatever it is. Try to make the out breath equal. Starting to really focus your mind on your breathing, on what's happening right now. And take a little closing of the back of the throat to start that ujjayi breathing. Hearing that little ocean sound. And the next breath in, just take a little pause at the top of your breath. And you might choose to set an intention for this practice. Whatever you'd like to achieve today from this time, from this hour you set aside. And then just gently releasing the breath back out. So focus on that intention. You can stop counting the breath, but continue to breathe deeply. Start to get moving here so you can move the fingers and toes, maybe the wrists, ankles. If it feels good today, you can take that end-to-end stretch, so reaching up through the hands, bring the feet a little closer together. You can lengthen both sides of the waist, maybe stretching one side and the other, just some small little lateral movements, cat stretches. And then let's sweep the arms back down alongside the body, so palms facing down. I'm going to start right away with a little breath to movement. So as you inhale, you can raise one arm up, bring the knee in toward the chest. And then as you exhale, lower the arm, release the leg. And then switch to the other side. So inhale up, exhale down. So just starting to move the arms and legs, check in with the hips and shoulders, moving at your own pace, like you're moving through water. Just like a little backstroke movement here. Just moving nice and slow, inhaling up, exhaling down. See if you can just take one more on each side. Releasing back down. This time, let's take the arms out to the sides, palms up, and then you can bend your knees, place the feet wide on the mat for windshield wipers. You can always bend your elbows here too if that feels better on your shoulders. Just exhale the knees to one side, maybe turning your head the other way, and then inhale back to center, and then exhale over to the other side. So again, linking breath to movement. Checking in with how things feel, how things are moving. Some shoulders, neck. And then let's come on back to center. And you can just let your knees fall toward each other. They don't have to touch, just kind of toward the midline. And then take your hands behind your head. You can interlace your fingers. Take a deep breath in. Then as you exhale, raise your left elbow up, your right elbow down. Just take a little side stretch. And then as you breathe in, come back to center. Just kind of moving the head and shoulders a little bit to the side. Moving your left shoulder down, or your left elbow down as your right elbow comes up. And then back to center. So just try that a couple more times. Try to exhale as you come into the little side bend. And then inhale to come back to center. This can be quite small, or you can make it bigger depending on how you're feeling. Feel those elbows reaching in opposite directions. Make our way back to center. Just take those arms out to the side again. Let's raise them up overhead. Bring your fingertips together and then open the arms out wide. So just do that again, lifting up. Maybe you're exhaling here and then inhaling to open. As long as you're breathing. Nice and easy movement. Then we'll try that rotation of the arms. So as they come open, you can turn the arms so the palms face toward the back wall, your thumbs point down, and then lifting up again, turning the hands, bringing them together. Just a couple more of those. Just feeling your arms rotate, feel the sensations of the shoulders. Breath is steady. Good, and then let's bring the arms down. You can step your feet about hip width apart and then just slide your left leg forward. So the heel's in line with your hip joint, and then bring your right knee in so the knee stays in line with the hip joint. So you're going to take an exhale and just bend the knees in toward the chest, hands wrapped around your leg. As you inhale, you can bring the knee forward. And then exhale, drawing in again. Now bring the knee forward. So try to keep the legs and the arms relaxed, just gently guiding the knee back and forth. Take 2 more rounds here. That edge as you come in, that little compression, squeeze. And then we'll come back to center. This time on your inhale, just take the knee out to the side with your right hand. As you exhale, you can bring the knee back towards center and across the body, just kind of passing the knee from one hand to the other. So try to keep your pelvis down, your hips from shifting, just moving the leg back and forth. We're not coming into a twist just yet. So keep that right hip down. One more time, inhaling out. And then this time, as you exhale and come across, you can press into your right elbow against the floor and maybe tuck your right foot against your left leg, just coming into that twist. So if your back's feeling a little stiff, you can continue to flow here. So inhaling to bring the right hip down toward the floor and then exhaling to roll back across the body. Or if it's feeling good to just stay in the twist, you can stack your hips and stretch your right arm out, maybe turning your head to the right. And we'll just pause here for about 5 deep breaths. So inhaling, really filling up your torso, breathing all the way down to your low belly, your low back, expanding up into your rib cage, into your collarbones, exhaling, release, sinking a little more into your twist. Just focus, breathing, how the body is responding to this pose. Present, staying with your intention. And after your next exhale, we'll start to roll back onto the back. And just take that knee straight in toward the chest. One last little squeeze. You might even lift your head and shoulders. A little bit of a sit up. Then we'll release this right side. So the heel stays in line with the hip. I'm going to bring the left knee in. Same thing on this side. So starting just pumping the knee in as you exhale, and then sending the knee forward as you inhale. So again, knee stays in line with the hip socket. Just pulling it straight in toward that left side of the chest, and then straight forward. So minimum effort here. Try to just let the legs relax. Shoulders stay down away from the ears, your head and neck. Just relax toward the floor. Do one more round of these. And then we'll switch to opening the leg out to the side as you inhale. Hold the leg with your left hand, and then as you exhale, just pass the knee over to the right hand. We'll stretch on the outside of the leg, and just passing back and forth. A couple more times, inhaling to open, exhaling to cross. Hip stays down for now. Just do one more. And then this time, as you bring the knee across, you can use your left elbow and roll onto your hip. You might even bump your hip a little to the left, so kind of toward the center of the mat. Left arm reaching out, maybe turning your head. Or again, if you want that little more mellow approach, you can exhale, bring the knee across, inhale, lower the hip. Wherever you are, just take about 4 more breaths, really breathing deeply. Filling up your whole torso, exhaling. Maybe you feel you're sinking a little more to your chest. Your next exhale, you can inhale and back to center, straightening out the spine again, and then we'll just release the left leg out. Take a moment back in, just a quick shavasana. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, just surrender into the floor. Checking in with how the body feels. A little more warmed up. So now we're going to take the feet back to the mat. And lift your right leg up. You can reach up, maybe grab the back of your leg, or you might reach higher up toward the ankle or the foot. And then picking up your foot as you inhale. As you exhale, you might be able to draw the leg in. Just take about 3 deep breaths. So inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, maybe coming a little further in. One more time, inhale. Exhale, draw the leg in. And then bringing the leg back up, see if you can rotate the thighs so the toes start to point outward. We'll bend the knee and place the ankle right on top of the thigh. You can stay right here, just working the thigh open, and then maybe drawing in toward the midline. Or you can start to lift your left foot, maybe taking thread the needle here. So you can wrap your hands or a strap around the left leg. Keep rotating your right thigh open as you draw that left leg in. Again, you can find a little bit of flow here. Inhaling, bringing the legs forward, straightening your arms. Exhale to draw the legs toward you. Just a couple more breaths, exploring what feels good for you. And then see if you can cross your right thigh over your left. So again, your legs be a little bit lifted, or you can have that left foot on the floor here to start. I'm going to take the arms out into that cactus shape. And then start to bring the arms toward each other. I'm going to wrap the right arm underneath the left to find those eagle arms. So you can stay here, maybe just holding onto your upper back, or you might be able to bring the backs of your hands toward each other. You can wrap your peace fingers around your left thumb, or you might be able to bring the palms of your hands together. Try to keep your elbows lifted over the shoulders. Press your forearms up toward the ceiling. And you might just stay here in this variation of eagle, or you can start to try those little crunches. So as you exhale, lift your elbows toward your knees, and then as you inhale, come back up, back down. And then exhale, a little crunch. Again, try to initiate this from your core, from your deep abdominal muscles. Inhale to come back to where you started. Try not to strain the neck. You can kind of tuck your chin as you come up. You might not come all the way down, or you might rest your head on the floor. Go for about 10 rounds here, if that's available. And if you can't keep the cross of your arms and your legs, you're welcome to do a little bit more traditional style crunch, just having your hands behind you, knees bending. That's a little easier on the joints today. So wherever you are, let's go for 2 more little crunches, building a little bit of heat. And then unwrapping, if you've got the bind, you can bring your arms down. You can unwrap the legs, bring your feet to the floor. Pausing here for a moment, heels under the knees, and bend your elbows, and then pressing into your feet, engage your legs, and lift your hips up to come into a bridge pose. So you can stay here, you can have your hands down, or you can interlace your fingers under you. Really pressing down into your arms, tucking your shoulders under one at a time. Just finding whatever bridge pose works for you. Taking a moment just to stretch out those abdominals, lift your hips, press your thigh or your shins kind of forward. Breathe as deeply as you can. Back straight. And then we'll come out of this, releasing the hands, lowering all the way back down. Take a moment just to settle, let your tailbone kind of lengthen down toward your heels, press that low back into the floor. We'll get that little sequence on the other side. So starting with the left leg, reaching it up toward the ceiling. You can grab onto your leg, you can use a strap. Inhale, press the foot up. As you exhale, just guide the toes in toward your left shoulder, any amount. Take another breath in, as if someone's pulling on your leg, reach it up, find some length. As you exhale, maybe you can sink a little further in. Try that one more time, find that length on your inhale, holding in on your exhale. Good, and then make your way back to that upright position. Rotating your thigh open so the toes point out. You're going to bend the knee, crossing the ankle onto the right thigh. You might stay right here with the foot on the floor, just opening the thigh and then drawing the knee in toward the midline. Trying not to shift the pelvis. So you can stay there as long as you like, or you can try lifting your right foot for more of a thread the needle variation. So your hands can reach around your right leg, or you can use a strap. Flexing those feet, draw the right thigh toward you as the left thigh rotates out. Be still, or try for a few pumps of the legs forward as you inhale and back and toward you as you exhale. Keep those feet a little bit flexed. Wherever you are, take just a couple more breaths. You're holding, you're moving, whether the foot's lifted or on the floor. And then we're going to try for that eagle variation here on the floor. So again, just an option. You can always modify this, but see if you can cross your left thigh over your right. You might just drop that right foot back to the floor if it's not there already. Take your arms out into that cactus, and then bringing the arms toward each other, this time wrapping your left arm under your right. Finding that bind here on this side. So again, you might just have your hands on your back, or you can bring the backs of your hands toward each other, maybe wrap your peace fingers around your thumb, or you can bring your hands, your palms together. So once you've got your eagle variation, or you can just do a regular little crunch. Start to lift your knees toward your elbows, drawing in on your exhale. Inhale and lower back down. So wherever you are in this, you want to initiate that movement from your core. So we're moving really slow and with the breath. Exhaling to rise, inhaling to lower. Nice job, guys. You can notice the heat building. And there's always that other option, just having your legs uncrossed, your hands behind your head. Just a gentle little crunch up as you inhale, or as you exhale, and lowering as you inhale. Keep your neck long. Wherever you are, let's go for one more. And then starting to come back out of this, you can unwind, bring the feet back down, arms back down at your sides. Let's go for one more bridge pose. So again, heels underneath, facing the toes forward. You can bend those elbows, shift the weight into your legs, into your feet, and then inhale, lift your hips up as high as you can. And then again, you might keep your elbows bent. You can bring your hands to the floor or interlace your hands underneath you, tucking those shoulder blades under one at a time. Keep pressing into your feet, keeping your legs, your glutes engaging. Maybe you can lift a little higher. Neck is straight. The knees are over the ankles. So see if you can take one more breath, really fill up your whole torso. As you exhale, release your hands, your shoulders, and your hips come all the way back down to the floor. Again, take a moment just to settle. You're going to lengthen your tailbone down toward your heels. And then let's bring the knees into the chest, and you can rock them around a little bit for a second. Check back in with your intention. And then let's come on up. You can either roll to one side and press up, or for a little extra challenge, kick your feet up behind you. You're holding onto the backs of your thighs. And see if you can come all the way up to a boat pose. So with your shoulders back and down, heart lifting, sending the arms forward. For a few breaths here. You can always have your feet down on the floor. Nice. And then let's drop those feet down. Just reach the hands behind you, fingertips pointing back. You can lift your heart, a little micro bend in your elbows, and draw your shoulder blades toward each other on the mat, opening up the front of the chest. If you like here, you can bring your feet into a butterfly position, or maybe take some windshield wipers. Just check back in with your breath. So now coming out of this, you can walk your hands in. And let's take the legs around for a child's pose. So just a chance to really stretch out the spine. You can have your knees close together or far apart. Your arms reaching forward, forehead down, hips back toward the heels. Just feeling your breath. And then from here, take your left arm underneath your right. Just reach it over to your right as far as you can. You can look toward that right arm as you get a little stretch in the shoulder. Just take a few breaths here. Just a gentle twist. Then let's take it over to the other side. So reaching that left hand forward, sweep the right arm through. You can look to the left, drop the shoulder. Some deep breaths into the shoulders, upper back. Let's reach the arm forward again. You're going to come up into a downward facing dog. Remember, you can always modify this so you can come into a little half dog, toes tucked, arms reaching forward, drawing those armpits up toward the ears, pressing your hands into the floor. Or you can always do dolphin pose, elbows down, hips lifting. Or you can take your downward dog, hands about shoulder width apart, feet hip width distance, toes tucked under. Start to engage your core. So draw your navel in and up, and then start to lift your knees. Lift your hips up and back, letting your head fall in between your arms. Then you can kind of rotate your upper arms as if you're trying to bring your armpits up toward your ears. Press into all 10 knuckles. Bring your belly back toward your thighs. Really lift your tailbone high. And then when you feel ready, you can press your heels down toward the floor, stretching out those hamstrings, calves. And maybe both heels can reach down toward the floor. Keep the belly drawing in toward the thighs pressing back toward the back wall. Taking one more breath, whatever variation you're in. And then as you inhale, you can look forward, bend your knees if you're in down dog, and then step forward. We'll all meet up in a forward fold at the front of the mat. You can keep a really deep bend in your knees here. You might be up in more of an L-shaped position. If you're down here, let's inhale and come halfway up. So flatten up the back. You can bring your hands to your legs. As you exhale, releasing forward again. So just do that 2 more times, a little flow. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen out the spine. Exhale as you fold forward. And adjust a little bit. One more time. And then on your next inhale, you can come all the way up with a nice flat back. Stand, reaching your arms up. Your feet sinking down into the mat. And then let's cactus out those arms again. So just open up the chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, a little side bend. So just bring one arm down, other arm up and over with your palm facing down. You can look forward or down or up. And then we'll inhale back to center. And switch the other side. So this one arm comes down, the other one comes up and over. Inhale up again. Exhale, bend those elbows. Look up. Inhale, reach up. And then we'll exhale and lower the arms down. So just take a moment, draw the shoulders back. You can tilt the head to one side, just a gentle neck stretch for a couple of breaths. And then back to center, tilt the head the other way. And then back to center. All right, so we'll start at the front of our mat. And if you have a block handy, you can have it kind of near the front of the mat. So, and a little off to the side maybe, so make sure you have enough space out in front of you. So we're going to take an inhale and reach the arms up. As we exhale, let's dive down, kind of a little forward fold. So again, you might be halfway down, all the way down. As you inhale, you can lengthen out, come into that sort of monkey pose, flat back. As you exhale, bend the knees, planting your fingertips down so you can shift the weight into your left foot. Take a big step back with your right foot. See if you can ground the heel right behind your front heel, but you can take a little wider stance if that bothers your knee. And then press into your front foot. Keep your hips and shoulders forward. We're going to take a reach up toward the ceiling. Draw that low belly in, tailbone down, get a nice stretch across that right hip flexor. As you exhale, bend your elbows, open up the chest. Let's take one more breath in here. And then as you exhale, you can bring your arms toward each other. Wrap your right arm underneath your left. So we're going to come back to that eagle bind, whatever your variation is today. And then as you inhale, try straightening your front leg. Take just a little turn to the right. As you exhale, bend your knee, tracking it straight forward toward your toes and then facing forward with your torso. So two more just like that. Inhale, we'll turn to the side. And exhale forward. One more. Inhale, little turn. Exhale. So always an option to let go of the bind anytime. Try inhale and inhale, lifting your elbows, little back bend. And then as you exhale, start to fly over your front leg. Or you can come deeper, dropping the shoulder to the inside of the leg. So again, you can keep that bind or you can let it go. This is where the block might come in handy. You can bring the block to the inside. Maybe rest your hands on that or on the floor. Or if you've got the bind, let your head relax down, pressing into your feet. And then on your next breath in, you're going to come all the way up. So kick the floor with that front foot. You might still have the bind, you might not. And then we're going to undo those arms. Take one more reach up as we inhale. Exhaling, turning to the side, we're going to find warrior two. So you can kind of heel till your back foot a little further back. Front heel in line with back arch. Bending into that front knee, reach the arms out. Nice. All right, so looking forward, over your left middle finger. Let's inhale, straighten the front leg and reach up. As you exhale, turn the palms back down like you're moving through water. Bend that front leg. Inhale, we'll come up again, reach up. Exhale, lower back down, track the knee forward. And one more time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach forward, left palm up. As you exhale, reach that arm up as your back hand comes to the back leg. Keep bending into your front knee for a reverse warrior. As you inhale, you're going to come back up, straightening the front leg. See if you can reach forward like someone's pulling on your left arm. Keep both sides of the waist long. Then you can drop your left hand down to the inner thigh or maybe onto your block. Right hand reaching up. And then take a big circle down with your right arm as you exhale. As you inhale, we're going to come back up, warrior two. And then turn the toes forward toward that long edge of the mat. And we'll take goddess pose. So as you exhale, knees tracking toward toes, come into a little squat. Palms facing forward. As you inhale, come back up. And then exhaling, let's turn the palms in this time, coming down into a squat. Rise. And last one, try turning the palms out this time. Down. Nice. Now back up. Good. So you can lower the hands. Turn the toes forward. You're going to try a forward bend. So you can have your feet as close together as you need to. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. You can have that block out in front of you. So you might come halfway down, hold onto the thighs, hold onto a block. Or if it works for you, you can release the crown of the head all the way into a forward fold. So just take a moment here. You might sway a little bit. You might just let your head be heavy, shake it out. And then we're going to try another little twist here. So again, it might be nice to use a block. Place your left hand on the block. Try to keep your hips level and take a little twist of your rib cage to the right. So your right arm lifts up and then exhale, come back down. Again, try not to shift your hips. You're going to turn that rib cage to the left and then exhale, come back down. Right, so let's bend those knees. You can always heel toe the feet a little closer. We're going to come back up through our 5-pointed star. As you exhale, turn those left toes forward, right toes in, bend the knee. One more warrior two. One more reverse warrior. Lift the left arm up as you inhale. Exhale, we're going to cartwheel the arms all the way down, lifting the back heel up. So we're in a high or a low lunge, I should say. And then your choice, you can just take a pause back in child's pose. You can move through a little vinyasa here. So left foot comes back to meet the right. As you exhale, lower the knees, the chest, and the chin, coming down toward the floor, and then come up into a little cobra pose. So tops the feet down, draw the shoulder blades toward each other on the back, elbows hug in. Exhale, lower down. Let's do that cobra 2 more times. So inhale, lifting up, bring the heart forward, the shoulders back. You might come up a little higher this time. Exhale, lower down. And then last time, really press into those legs. Lift up. Exhale down. Good. So now you can either move through child's pose, or you can tuck your toes, come up through a plank, and then lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Again, you can feel free to modify this. You can have your knees down for a little half dog, your elbows down for dolphin, or you can just take child's pose. Wherever you are, take 2 more breaths. And then inhale, look forward, bend those knees. We're going to meet back up in a forward fold. Inhale to come all the way up, reach up. And bring the hands to your heart, exhale. So take a breath, remember your intention. We're going to get that whole thing on the other side. So inhale, reach up. As you exhale, you're going to come halfway or all the way down, your choice. If you're all the way down, lift up halfway on your inhale. Exhale, coming back down. We're going to bend those knees, take a big step back with the left foot, grounding the heel behind the front heel, toes a little turned out to the side, and then press into your front foot. Rise up, warrior one, hips and shoulders forward. As you exhale, bend those elbows into a cactus. So one more breath here, maybe lean back a little more. And then as you exhale, bring the arms toward each other. We're going to wrap the left arm under the right this time. Find that eagle bind. As you inhale, straighten the front leg, little turn to the side. Exhale, bend the knee, track it straight forward. And then again, inhale, a little twist. Exhale, knee track straight forward. The last one. And then see if you can keep the bind or not. We're going to inhale, lift up, a little back bend. As you exhale, you can start to lean forward over that front leg. So you can always release the bind, maybe hold onto your front leg or a block. You might stay here or lower the shoulder to the inside of the leg, let your head drop down. So both feet pressing into the floor. Breathe into the whole shape of the pose. And then on your next breath in, press into that front foot like you're kicking the floor. We'll come all the way back up and undo that clasp, reach all the way up. As you exhale, open out into warrior two. So you can take a little wider stance here. Bend that front knee over the ankle, draw the shoulders back. And then inhale, reaching up. So if you're moving through water, exhale, Bring the arms back down, try to look forward, look forward. Good, inhale up again. Exhale down. Last one. And then again, you can take that little lean forward inhale, exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, moving back through center, straighten your front leg, lean forward and find triangle pose. Right arm down, left arm up. And then on your next breath out, take a big circle, draw your left arm down toward the floor. And up and around. We're going to turn those toes out. And then take 3 goddess squats. So exhale. Little jazz hands here, palms facing forward, bend the elbows, bend the knees. Inhale, reach up. Next one, we're going to turn the palms in, bend those elbows, bend those knees. Good, inhaling up. And then last one, turn those palms out, drop the elbows, bend the knees. Good, inhaling up again. And then release your arms. Again, we'll turn the toes forward. See if we can take that forward fold again, either just halfway down or all the way down. Again, you can have a block here in front of you. This time we'll place the right hand on the block. Take a little twist to the left. Inhale. Exhale, lower back down. And then switch the other side. Inhale. So one more breath here, maybe folding forward once again. And then as you inhale, you can bend those knees, take the arms back out. Nice deep breath in, 5-pointed star. And then exhale, left toes turn in again, right toes forward, warrior 2. One more time, we're gonna reach up, find that reverse warrior. And then from here, cartwheeling those arms to come back down into the lunge position. So you can lift your back heel, place the hands down. Maybe you come back into a plank pose, top of the push-up. You can lower knees, chest, and chin, or just skip that part. Maybe come right into a downward dog or a child's pose. Take a little break. This time, just come into one cobra. As you inhale, and then as you exhale, pull that navel in and up, tuck the toes, lift your hips up and back for your downward facing dog. Take about 3 deep breaths here. And then we'll all meet up back at the front of the mat, taking that forward fold. As you inhale, we'll rise all the way back up. Lift from the back of the heart. Sweep the arms up. And exhale. Bring the hands to heart center. All right. So again, your block might come in handy for this next bit. We're going to just place it a little to the left side of your left foot. You may or may not end up needing it. Start to focus your gaze on something in front of you. Lower your hips down, draw that navel in and up for a chair pose. So you might just stay here with the legs, or you can start to shift your weight onto your left foot and leg, make that connection between foot and glutes. So maybe you can raise your right leg and cross your thigh over. Toes can come onto your block. Or you might be able to eventually wrap your toes around your ankle, but you might want to come into the arms first. So lift those arms into that cactus, bring them toward each other. You're going to bring the right arm underneath the left and find your eagle wrap. So with the elbows lifting, pressing forward, breathing into your upper back, you might be able to sink down a little more. Maybe wrap those right toes behind your ankle, maybe not. Just do what you can do with it today. And if your knees aren't cooperating or this doesn't work for you, just try coming into maybe a variation of tree pose. So you can keep the eagle bind, bring your foot to the inner calf or thigh or to the floor. And you open to the side. So wherever you are, take one more breath. And then we'll release the arms, release the leg, stepping back down. So just shake everything out here for a second. And try that on the other side. So again, your block can be just the outer edge of your right foot. If you used it on the other side. You're gonna draw that navel in and up. Sink the hips down and back. If you're coming into that chair pose, keep your chest nice and lifted. And again, if it's available, ground into your right leg, start to cross your left thigh over your right. Arms come up. You can bring your left arm underneath your right. And find squeezing everything together. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you can sink the hips down, wrap that foot around the back of the ankle. Remember to stay focused on a drishti, even though your arms are kind of in the way. See if you can kind of look past them. Something on the floor, on the wall. Keep breathing deeply here. Remember, you can do a tree variation instead. We'll take one more breath here. Squeeze. And then we'll release. Come back to stand. Shake everything out. Beautiful, guys. Let's take one more. Just reach up towards the ceiling. As we inhale. Exhale, we're going to make our way down to a forward fold. Last time. Inhale to come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Plant those hands. You can come right back into a child's pose, or maybe take one more round of your vinyasa, your little flow. Drop knees, chest, and chin as you exhale. And then inhale, lift up into your cobra. And then maybe one last downward dog, or just keep the knees low, stretch the spine for a child's pose. You're in downward dog. Meet with the knees back down. One more child's pose, and hips to heels. And just let yourself land. Stretch out the spine. Nice. Let's walk those hands in. We're going to make our way all the way back onto the floor. So you can bring your legs back out in front of you. And if you want to come into inversion, you can do a little more simple one, or you can try this plow pose. I like to have a little support for my neck, so my shoulders rest on a blanket, giving a little freedom to the neck. So you can build up a little momentum, keep those feet up and over. They might not reach the floor, or they might, but you can hold onto your back. Just get a nice stretch for the whole back side of the body. Turning yourself a little upside down. If that's a little intense, you can just come into a simple legs at the wall pose. Either with your hips on a block or not. Just again, inverting the body a little bit, lifting the feet up above the heart. And back down. And if you are in that plow pose, to come out, just do so gently. Again, you can support your hands or your back with your hands. Ease on down. You can move any props out of your way. We'll all meet up just with the knees in toward the chest, maybe circle them around. We're going to take one more twist. So your choice, you can do that one we did before, just one knee across, or you can lift the legs to a 90-degree angle, arms out to the side. You might have a blanket or block or something on your left side. So your legs have something to rest on if they don't easily come to the floor. Or you can have a little something in between the knees. If that right shoulder's floating, just bend your left elbow, press the elbow into the floor and scoot your shoulders a little bit to the left, so kind of toward your legs, so that shoulder can come down. Look up or to the right and breathe. Last little twist to work out any kinks in the body. Take one more breath. And then you can move to the other side, so lifting one leg at a time. And back towards center. Again, you can kind of circle the knees around here. Maybe bring your spine straight again, arms out to the side, and then we're going to lift those legs, lower them to the right this time. All right, whatever variation of a twist you want to do, maybe your left knee just comes across, your right leg straight. And you can try scooting your shoulders a little bit to the right, trying to get this left shoulder down, a little closer to the floor. Just feel this twist, breathe into it. Staying present, our last pose before Shavasana. Just notice what you feel. And then coming out nice and easy, again, maybe raising one leg at a time. Rolling back onto the back, you can hug those knees in. Maybe take some circles, maybe take a little happy baby or any last thing that your body might be asking you for, some windshield wipers. And we'll get ready to come into a final relaxation. So make sure you're comfortable, make sure you're warm. Again, the legs be outstretched, or you can have your feet wide, knees falling together. Your arms can be at your sides, or maybe it feels good to take more of a star-shaped pose, that pentacle pose, with the arms reaching up and out. Once you settle in, just take a really deep breath through the nose. Remember your intention. You can sigh it out through the mouth. Again, maybe just stretch out through the fingers, the toes, open up your mouth, yawn it out, and then just melt into the floor. So get super heavy. Come back to the awareness of the body and just check in with how everything feels, the effects of this practice today. Feeling yourself breathing in and out. So we'll try to stay here for a few more minutes, but of course, anyone has to get going. It is a little bit after 11 already, so be mindful of everyone's time, but if you have a little more time, please enjoy your Shavasana a little longer. Letting your body settle. Allowing yourself to be. You can let go of your Ujjayi breathing and just let the breath flow. Out through your nose, nice and easy. Notice where your mind is at, and you can stay focused on the breath, or you can meditate on your intention. Or perhaps feeling a little more open to new beginnings as we finally seem to be moving into spring. now that we're officially almost halfway through spring. So May 1st, known as May Day or Beltane, is on Monday. Traditionally a time of celebrating fertility, things blossoming, coming into being. Perhaps meditating on what you're ready to bring forth into the world, whether that's literally things you've planted or going to plant. Maybe it's something else in your life that you've been working on, ready to bloom, getting ready to bloom. Next little part of the year is going to be our days continuing to get longer until we reach the summer solstice, the brightest, longest day of the year. As you breathe in, just welcome this light, this brightness of the sun into your heart. Seeing if you can let go of something that's no longer serving you as you exhale. Just give it back to the earth. Spring cleaning out with the old, making space for the new. The Tao this morning, turning to chapter 35. She who is centered in the Tao can go where she wishes, without danger. She perceives the universal harmony, even amid great pain, because she has found peace in her heart. Music or the smell of good cooking may make people stop and enjoy. But words that point to the Tao seem monotonous and without flavor. When you look for it, there is nothing to see. When you listen for it, there is nothing to hear. When you use it, it is inexhaustible. Bring your hands together and just create a little bit of friction, a little bit of heat. We did a lot of warming today in our practice, a lot of twisting. So if you like, you can bring the palms over your eyes and just open them up into that warmth. And then as you're ready, you can either bend your knees into your chest for a moment or maybe stretch out from end to end. onto your side. Just pause for a moment and use your arm as a little pillow, other hand in front of you. And then gently pressing up to come to any seated position that's comfortable. Take one more moment here together, closing out the practice. So again, just feeling the effects of this practice. You can bring your hands to your heart, thanking yourself for taking this time out of your day. Just feeling maybe a greater connection with yourself and those who practice with you today. And all beings move further into spring. Thank you so much for joining me today. The light